Welcome to the Legacy Solutions Podcast, where we discuss the principles of mindset, management, and maintenance, and how each plays a pivotal role in building your life, your family, and your business. Thanks for joining in on the conversation with your host, Darnisha.
Hi, family. Welcome back to another episode of Legacy Solutions Podcast. This week, we have the nonprofit CFO, Miss Noura Almasri. How are you today?
I'm good. Hi, Darnisha. How are you?
Good. So glad to have you. Welcome back. You were one of my inaugural guests, so I'm glad to have you back on the podcast. So thanks for joining me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be with you.
Okay. So for people who are new, who haven't heard about you, please tell us who you are and who you work with.
So my name is Noura Almasri. I'm enrolled agent. I'm the CFO for nonprofits. I work with nonprofit consultants, and business owners. My main services are CFO services, tax planning, and I also have a program for nonprofits where I teach them how to get to a seven-figure nonprofit. So that is the program available for everyone to join, and I love teaching them. I do taxes for everyone, individuals, nonprofits, and business owners.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. So you mentioned a seven-figure nonprofit. Most people think that a nonprofit shouldn't have that much money. Like, how does that work? Like, why would a nonprofit need seven figures?
Well, they do need seven figures because basically nonprofits is a business. So you have to run your nonprofit as a business in order to be successful. If you just have your nonprofit as a side hustle, it will always be a side hustle. You're never going to be creating the impact you're looking for. And a lot of successful nonprofit has tens of millions of dollars actually around the world. So they are successful because they do things right. They know how to run the nonprofit as a business, so they are successful. So a lot of people want to leave their 9-to-5 for nonprofits, but they want to be able to pay themselves, support their family. So I help them do that, and I help them scale their nonprofit for a seven-figure nonprofit without needing grant money. But they will be in the level where they can be competitive when they go get grants.
That's good. So I can have an impact and take care of my family at the same time. Y'all, you have to contact Noura. That's amazing. That's powerful. Having an impact and still being able to take care of your family. I think people think that you're in the nonprofit industry, I guess, for lack of a better word, that you can't live a good life or be comfortable.
Yeah, no, you have to actually live a good life in order to be sustainable. Otherwise, you won't be able to maintain it for a long time. And you cannot get a good talents. You cannot retain them if you do not pay them as well as other businesses. So you really have to. You can create more impact if you do that, because I tell people always, like, okay, when you are if you are cheap and you don't want to like pay money thinking that this is the money I would feed a child instead of paying a consultant or an employee or myself, then you're actually losing, and the people who are your beneficiaries are losing as well, because when you hire a professional, regardless if it's yourself, and you get coaching and you know what you're doing, and or you get consultant and hire a good staff member, then you are increasing your funding. And instead of helping one child, you're gonna now be able to help hundreds of children and thousands of children and hundreds of thousands of children. It depends on what's your vision. So you'll be able to reach your goal and affect the life of more people around the world.
Wow. Oh, that's good. That's really good. That's good. That's really good. But we're not talking about nonprofits today. That was really, really good. So if someone is looking to start a nonprofit, don't get caught up in having it be a side hustle, but you can really make an impact by investing into qualified professionals. Is that a good summary?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Thank you. So not only do you work with nonprofits, you have experience in some other areas and you're sharing your expertise, if I'm correct, on a special project.
Yes, yes. So I'm a part of the small business tax strategy book that you are also a part of. And I'm so happy to be with you in this also.
Yes.
So yeah, and as you say, like, just letting the audience, as you know, like just letting your audience know and everyone, like it's a collaboration from with Dr. Kose and us as a 12 different tax professional from different side of the countries, and we're all working, virtually, can help like people nationwide.
Mhm.
So my chapter I chose to do about estimated taxes and FBAR, because I feel these two subjects are highly skipped. A lot of people, not so many people talk about them, and I feel like they're really important, and really people have to pay attention to that in order to avoid the consequences. So for example, I started my chapter, I think, with estimated taxes, because this is going to affect everyone, not only business owners. Like if you are in 1099, if you are, a lot of circumstances, this might apply to you. And then the FBAR section, this is another section, this is only applies for people who have the foreign accounts.
Wow. So, well, let's start talking about estimated taxes. Can you tell us what that is? I mean, kind of sounds like it is what it is, but can you explain to the folks what that is and um, who needs to pay estimated taxes?
Mhm. So estimated taxes is basically IRS. If you are working a 9 to 5 job on W-2, you don't have to worry about this if you don't have another job, because like your employer usually deduct the taxes and pay them, and instead of you paying them. So you don't have to worry about that. And usually employer pay it like in a quarterly basis or monthly basis. It depends, like it varies from one to one. So IRS usually don't like to wait until the end of the year for you to pay them taxes. So they want
Like
you.
now.
Yeah, exactly. Right now. And then like when you file your taxes, it's like, okay, did you pay us enough or do you owe us more? And do you or like do we owe you something? So
Right.
that's basically what doing taxes is. They're not waiting for you to pay at the end of the year. They're already getting their money. So when you are a business owner, or if you are on 1099, then it's your responsibility, because no one else is taking care of that. So you have to worry about that. And this can be also part of tax planning, because I always recommend for people to do tax planning, and that can be part of it. You must have bookkeeping, you must have great books in order to be able to do a good estimated taxes.
That's good. What I love about the book, and people have probably heard me say it 1,000 times, is that how each chapter kind of flows into the other, right? Because I'm focusing on cash flow management, but
Mhm.
that's key to estimated taxes, right? Because if you have systems
Yes.
in place, if you have effective cash flow management, then you're able to set aside funds to make sure that you can make your estimated tax payments on time.
Mhm.
So that
Yes,
about
exactly. Otherwise, like if you're not cash flowing, how are you gonna be? Because a lot of people just spend, and don't realize like they're gonna owe some taxes.
yeah, I want this G Wagon, so I'm gonna get a car payment I
Yeah.
can afford because I want a deduction because that doesn't make sense, right? So we
Exactly.
created the book. It's put together so that way you can make um, effective decisions to help grow your business and scale it and take it to the next level. So thank you for sharing that. We don't want to give away too much information because we want the people to read the book. So tell us about
Yes.
FBAR. What is that?
So FBAR is Foreign Bank Financial Accounts. This is actually a requirement from the Treasury Department. They want American citizen and people who resides in the US to report any foreign account they have outside of the country. So in any country around the world, if you have a foreign account, whether it's a bank, whether it's any financial account, doesn't have to be bank account, you have to report it to the Treasury departments. So every year. So this is actually a totally different filing from the tax preparation. It's like you have to attend, you have to let your tax professional know that you have a bank account, and you have to let them know how much collectively your bank accounts have in order for them to determine if you have FR requirements or not.
Oh, so the key to what you just said that I took away from it was that one thing you said was that you have to let your tax preparer know, because it's not something that people would automatically ask, like, hey, do you have any foreign accounts in another country? So it's really important to know, like, because you're responsible for it, whether, and it's not, like I said, a box that's checked off on your tax return.
Yes, exactly. I do have that in my questionnaire when I'm onboarding my people, because I know a lot of my clients have that foreign accounts. So like I usually have that in the questionnaire, and if they click yes or no, I make sure to ask them to make sure I include the correct form, because if they did not do it, there's going to be a huge penalty and might be imprisoned, like in some cases. So we don't want to go there.
Wow. Okay. Wow. So you can suffer not just penalties, but imprisonment for not.
In some cases, not, in some cases.
Yeah. Is that like to prevent like money laundering or that kind of thing? Is that why they?
Yeah, and money laundering, terrorism, all of these things. So let's say like you want to bring your money later, like in a few years, and no one's going to ask you like, where did you get this money from? You have been reporting this money, so you won't run into trouble. And also tax evasion. So like if you have money there, like where did you get this money from? Was it an income, or was it something you had for a long time? You don't want to, so all of these things, and this is actually not kind of new, so a lot of people don't know about it. They think they have to report it, so they pay taxes on it, while not necessarily.
It's just reporting. Oh, okay. Good to know. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Sure.
Now, is there anything in particular, any wisdom that you want to share with the people in regards to FBAR estimated taxes, as they're starting or taking their business to the next level? We don't want to give away, nothing from the book, or just something
Yeah.
that's in your back pocket.
Yes. So yeah, I would say for everyone, just like tax and accounting is not something to put aside or to ignore, because if you ignore today, it's gonna hit you like hard, like in a couple of years. You might think like, we didn't trigger an audit yet, or no one come to ask us. Oh, they can come ask you at any time later. It might be years. So you want to make sure like to really understand and know what you have to do, how to deal with everything. If you are a US person, you make sure you know the tax law, you make sure to do to know the FBAR requirements and everything, especially if you have like foreign bank accounts. Also, make sure to get the books, so you can get all the wisdom, and then you can contact any of us to let you know on a specific topic. So don't try to figure out yourself. Like we study every weekend, few hours in order to provide all this information for you.
Yes, that's true. Like we do this every day on a regular basis, so that way you don't have to. You can focus on running your business and let us handle, like you said, hire the professionals who can do what they do, save yourself some time, and focus your attention on what's going to make you some money. So thank you so much, Noura, for sharing that. We're going to be the book by the time, the book will be released soon in the next few weeks, but by the time this is aired, it would have already been released. So I will share the link in the bio. Scratch that. I have to edit that. I will share the link for those who like to purchase the book in the description. So that way you have the information. Noura, can you share your information with everyone so that way they can get in contact with you if they have any questions?
Of course. Yeah, everyone can go to my website, nourasbooks.com. It's NOURASBOOKS.com. And all the information over there, you can go to any of my social media handles, YouTube. I spoke a lot about FBAR and other stuff in the YouTube, and also it is at Noura's Books. So I would love to have everyone and you can book a free call so we can see if we're a good fit to work together.
That's good. She knows her stuff, you guys. She knows her stuff. So tell us about the class, your mastermind group or your class before we wrap
Oh,
up.
sure. So the master class is actually this is something I've been doing since July. I've been doing it once a month. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna do it for once a month. Next month, next one coming up in January. We're gonna do that another one on February. This masterclass, it's gonna help you get up to $10,000 in recurring donation in 30 days, actually, if you do the work. I go over my method and strategy in order for you to know if you're doing things correct or not. And you will learn a lot of tips so you can know that you're managing your nonprofit correctly. And it's going to really help you get those donors management set up and get those donations so you can get to the next level
and making a real impact. So
yes.
make an impact. So that's good. Thank you so much, Noura. Thank you for your time. And family, I hope you were able to walk away with something that's going to benefit you on your journey. Remember, we are discussing one of the pillars of legacy building, and that's management of our resources, management of our business, and our finances. So again, I hope you're able to learn something that will help you build your legacy. And I will see you next week. Thanks again, Noura.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.